Okay, so I want to welcome you back. We took a little break. We were having some steamer issues. Turned out we didn't have enough water in there to make it steam like we wanted to, so we just added some. Waited about 15 minutes, and steam is 212 degrees, everybody. Anyways, part 2 coming in here. Appreciate you hanging around with us. Love you. If you're seeing this split into 2 parts, this is part 2. Here we go. So when you're at a hat shop, and maybe they charge you $20 for shaping a hat or something, you're paying for their knowledge. So what you see here is a couple little old dents in the side, and this is kind of popular with the rodeo cowboys. And sometimes we might dip in the top, and sometimes we may not. The cool thing about the steam is as the steam rolls out and the moisture releases from the straw and the bonding agent that they put on it, a hat lacquer, it will hold that shape. That's why it's important to steam it. Don't just grab your hat and squeeze in. You'll break the fiber of the straw. Steam is everything. Got one more I want to steam for you and just show you. And while we're looking, we found one that was crooked in the front. And I'm like, well, you know, I know we're talking creases, but this is creasing hats. So we're going to steam this little Bangora. And then we're going to use, there's a wire in the brim. This is a relatively minor fix. So with a little bit of steam, I will work that wire. We start getting more level across the front. So don't worry if your hat loses a little bit of shape. It's not that hard to fix. But the secret is to steam a little bit before you do. Some hats like a little push in the crease. This particular one came this way. It's got the little dents in the side like you see. And this one, the artist decided to push down a little bit just for a little different look, maybe a little less height. You know, maybe the person who was buying this hat initially, his face was long and narrow, and they were doing some things to try to give some blockiness to that face and make him look like he wanted to look. So here we again, squared front, turned up sides. You'll see that they kind of angle. They're tighter in the front than they are in the rear. And sometimes you'll see the back of a hat curling up a little bit. And sometimes you'll see it breaking down a little bit. If you leave your straws in the sunlight after they're getting wet, they will tend to go towards the sun. So you'll get that little curl up over time. And it's kind of cute. I mean, a duck's tail does that, doesn't it? Maybe we should call that a duck's tail type hat rear end. Hats, again, are all about your personality as well as protection. I got just a few more I want to show you here, and I hope you'll bear with me as I do. One that I haven't run into yet is often called the telescope crease. You can see it's kind of rounded all the way around. And with this particular hat, which also is a like #2 golf hat on the courses, this is called a pencil curl over on this brim. Now pencil curls can be like this that you see here that turn up a little, or they actually can curl all the way over. And I don't really have a sample of that to show you right now in a straw, but it actually curls in. And to do this takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy. They use a tool called a curling iron to do that. And basically it's electrical. You plug it in and you wet the hat extremely, really wet. And then you'll start working this hat iron around the rim of the hat. And you go round and round circles and you keep wetting and wetting and wetting. So this is an option. I bought the tool, I tried it out. It takes a lot of skill. So if you want to try that at home, find an old hat to start with. And remember, lots of wet, because if not, you'll burn the hat. So that's a pencil curl, which is another shape that's popular. Catalan. Again, smaller brim. If you've got some age on you, you would have seen LBJ, President Johnson, wearing this type of hat quite a bit, usually in a felt. Sometimes this is called the LBJ hat. Before him, Harry Truman wore this thing, Calvin Coolidge wore this thing. It's just a nice hat. When I first opened up, every constable in Greenwood County had a hat symbol like this, and almost every deputy, and for sure our sheriff did. Just very popular. It's open road in the Stetson label. Bailey and others have different names for it, but you have a little bit of that curl up, not too hard, on the brim itself. Sometimes we would steam and bring this down and have a little bit of a fedora look. Fedora's where it kicks up in the back and down in the front. Dick Tracy, if you know what that is. If you want to look that up. Raiders of the Lost Ark, all those kind of movies. That guy was wearing fedoras in that. Can't remember his name right now, but you know it better than I do. I'm going to blame it on chemotherapy. When the chemo wears off, I hope I can still blame it on chemotherapy and not old age forgetfulness. Thank you so much. Anybody remember that guy's name? That actor?
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones guy, yeah. So we know Indiana Jones, even if we can't remember his name right now. Y'all please forgive us if you're fans. We're just cowboys and we have flaws and such as that. If you have any questions about hat creases, please comment below. This is a YouTube video and that's what it's all about. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed this part. Love you guys. While you're here, there's a subscribe button. There's a bell you can ring. Get some notifications. Videos getting stronger and stronger, and we want to be a part of your life. We really do. Not to be obtrusive, but just to be fun and happy. So, subscribe if you like. The channel's Cultured Cowboy on YouTube. Y'all enjoy.